Hello, Gerald here with you. Welcome back to the garage. So many precursors going on this week. I am tired. I know that they released the PGA nominations. The 10 films are going to get nominated for the Producers Guild, which is a big one. Usually matches up about 8 out of 10 or so, 7 to 8 out of 10 times, or movies each year that end up getting into the Oscar 10. Also, the DGA nominees came out yesterday. I did see that one, but I haven't done an official reaction to that, so I'll look at that one on today's video as well. And then the BAFTA Longlists came out early this morning, but believe it or not, I leave for work around 6:30 a.m. and I think they were announced like while I was on my way to work, and I left Twitter immediately because I saw people commenting on stuff, so I don't know what they nominated. Some things I'm looking for. So the first thing we'll look at is we'll look at the DGA nominees, the Directors Guild of America, and that part is big, the of America part. They're much like the Screen Actors Guild or even the Critics' Choice Awards, aren't super international friendly. So when I saw the SAG nominations for the ensemble and sentimental value missed there, I changed my prediction to basically be the SAG 5, which doesn't happen very often, so it may have been stupid to do that. So we'll see. I'll show you what I predicted, and then I'll show you, obviously, what got nominated. Is this guild basically going to like sentimental value more than that guild did, which would be Joachim Trier? I don't think so, honestly. I think if an international director gets in here, it's Jafar Panahi. It's weird because I actually had Panahi in the DGA 5 for a while. And when the SAG nominations happened and Trier missed, or sentimental value missed, I took Panahi out. But I did that because of the international thinking. The logic there is that the guilds aren't in love with international films this year, which is fucking weird, by the way, because this has been a banner year for international movies. I think 5 films in my top 10 movies of the year are international, non-US films. And that never happens for me personally. So that right there tells you, just my sample size, how great the year was for international cinema. So that's really fucking weird. I still can't believe sentimental value didn't get in. I don't know. So let's see. The DGA 5 here is Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, no surprise there. Ryan Coogler for Sinners, also no surprise. Guillermo del Toro, Frankenstein. By the way, it was a moment for me because my buddy Ryan Castleman mentioned me on his channel. Believe it. I was like, oh my God, he's talking about me. It's something that I predicted. Guillermo del Toro's in the Oscar 5. I had him in there 3 weeks ago, maybe. I just felt a surge for Frankenstein where it was getting a lot of stuff that, frankly, I didn't think it would get, including Elordi, who they obviously love. He's showing up everywhere and now winning, as he won the Critics' Choice Award the other night. So I just said, Del Toro's got the name. He's going to get in. I have him in the Oscar 5 for Joachim Trier. So that's another reason why I'm like, if Joachim shows up here, it would be great, and it would bring that back to life for him, but then my prediction would have to be changed. So Guillermo del Toro's in. He's in the DGA 5. I'm good with that. Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme, I expected that too because of the SAG nomination. And Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. So this is exactly what I predicted. I got 1.5 for 5 there. It's a rare thing for the SAG Ensemble 5 to match with the DGA 5. I just didn't feel great about it. So I switched it to the SAG 5, even though I was like, well, that never happens. But what the fuck else am I going to do? I don't think Panahi's going to get in. So I changed it. Now, if you're looking at this DGA 5 here, is this going to be your Oscar 5 for director? It can't be, right? Because the Academy is going to have one, if not one, maybe even 2 international directors in the 5. I think this is the 5, but take out Josh Safdie. And you can replace him with Panahi or Joachim Trier. I've got Panahi in my Oscar 5 right now. All right, what do I want to look at next? What came out first? I guess the BAFTAs did their long list first, right? So let's go to that. When it comes to the BAFTA long list, let me get the Wicked for Good stuff out of the way real quick, because I know a lot of people tune into me because of my love for Wicked, and they like to, I guess, laugh at me that it's dying. I don't know. When the Screen Actors Guild nominations came out, if you guys remember, I said that Wicked for Good as a Best Picture nominee was at my number 10 spot. It missed the SAG nomination. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing a power ranking until next week. So what's going to happen now that it missed the SAG nomination for Ensemble is it's going to have to get a BAFTA long list mention for me, and it's going to have to get a PGA nomination. Now, that's the bad news, because that's a tall order for any movie, except maybe One Battle and Sinners. So I think it will, though. I think that based on historically what those bodies go for, Wicked should technically meet that criteria. The BAFTAs love musicals. They love the first Wicked. The PGA loves nominating producers that make money for Hollywood. And guess what? Wicked was one of the most successful films of the year and is still making money as we're sitting here. So I think really it's probably going to get into both. Now, if it does, if that comes true when I look here, is it in my Oscar 10? It depends on a couple other movies. It depends on Train Dreams. Is Train Dreams going to show up? Train Dreams is almost in a similar situation, except I would argue that Wicked for Good has a little bit more of a broader appeal because it's been hitting in a lot more areas than just, a few. Like for Train Dreams, I'm thinking obviously picture, but, cinematography, song for Nick Cave. But not a lot else really. Nobody's mentioning Bentley for director. The screenplay is not really getting shouted out. Joel Edgerton, here and there, has got the Globe nomination and, he's been mentioned, but it's such a soft, quiet performance. I don't think that would break into like the Oscar 5 or even the BAFTA long list, but it could because he's great in it. So BAFTA long list. Let's look at best film first. Now, they long list, if my understanding is correct, they nominate 5 movies because they do British film and they do not US, but non-British film, I guess. So I think we're going to get a long list of 10, which is not really a long list. It's a short list. But let's see. I know they did a long list and we just didn't see it. So this is the short list. It says 10 films are advancing out of 109 eligible. All right, here we go. Ballad of Wallace Island. Okay, I love that movie. That's Begonia. I didn't mention that, but Begonia is my number 9. I already had it in my 10, so now it's fucking definite. I put it in my 10 a month ago. One of my channel members, I love him, is just all over Begonia. And he's like, Begonia this, Begonia that. Where's Begonia? Where's Emma Stone? Where's Jesse Plemons? And I'm like, it started kind of creeping in my brain a little bit. And then, other people would kind of tag onto his comments. And I'm like, you know what? It has everything it needs, really. And I'm talking about from a precursor standpoint and also the people involved. Yorgos, Emma Stone. Yeah. I love Will Tracy's screenplay. That could be a surprise and adapted. So it's in now. This isn't a nomination per se, but this is also like, even if it doesn't get nominated, this is showing that it was strong enough to be in the top 10 of this voting body that has some U.S. members, but mostly international. So that's good for Begonia, and I already had it in the 10. That's staying put now. Frankenstein, we know that's in. I think Guillermo del Toro with the DGA mention and now the BAFTA long list mention. That's probably top 5 best picture at the Oscars right now. Hamnet, of course. What the fuck is this? I swear. Shout out to Oscar expert. I didn't even know what this was. I was watching one of his videos a couple days ago, and he's talking about I Swear, and I joked, like, are you talking about the All for One, like, 90s banger? Last time I heard that was at, like, my cousin's wedding in, like, 1997. But shout out to them. I had no fucking clue what that movie even was, so there's no way I would have predicted it. I thought that they always do a weird UK or BAFTA movie mixed in here, as opposed to being just in British film, and obviously it's I Swear this year. I was thinking it might be My Father's Shadow, which has been getting a lot of love on the circuit. I think that's a British film. So anyway, but it's I Swear. So good on him. I would have never predicted that. Marty Supreme. All right. Nuremberg. Wow. Hang tight. That could be that could do something there because I had that in my, I had that in my Best Picture 10, like maybe back in like September, maybe. It was right after I saw it. So it was maybe early October or something like that. And I put Russell Crowe in my 5 and I put Nuremberg in my 10 because when I saw it, I went, they are probably going to love this. I thought it would have a better showing at the Globes, honestly. And the BAFTA, it makes sense that it showed up here. One Battle After Another. Yep. And Sentimental Value and Sinners. Okay, so Panahi's fucked. So he missed here. Yeah, so it was just an accident missed. Ballad of Wallace Island and I Swear are just BAFTA things. Nuremberg to a certain extent, although that could have legs because that is Oscar coded or Academy coded. But even that one to a certain extent might just be a BAFTA thing, especially since it didn't have a huge showing at the Globes. The other ones, there's no real surprise. I'm glad to see that they like Marty Supreme because I was telling you guys I feel like that's a really like American story, but they liked it. So we got Sentimental Value, but it was just an accident it's not there, which is the biggest one for what could hopefully cross over to the Oscars. It's the Cannes Palm winner. I think it's still okay, but you got Panahi missing DGA now. Accident missing here. You could, make the cringe face emoji at this point if you're a fan of it. It was just an accident, but obviously, I don't know what's going to take its place. That could be bad. Okay, and then The Secret Agent is not here, but they didn't do. You might have to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't think they did I'm Still Here either, though. So another Brazilian film as recently as last year. So, the films from like South America, like they don't do as well. So I'm not like too terribly surprised by that. I would have loved to have seen The Secret Agent show up here because that would have just, solidified its strength. But we already know it's really strong. So I don't think that like hurts it necessarily. But it was just an accident. It could have really been helped out here by the BAFTAs getting it in there, especially since it's not been hitting at some other stuff that we thought it was going to. Although, like I said, I heard on a podcast just yesterday that Panahi wasn't allowed to campaign there in the UK. So I was making a joke earlier, but maybe if you don't campaign, you don't get in. So other than that, I mean, not a ton of surprises here. So in my Oscar 10, I'll show you on the screen there, but I, currently before I'm seeing all this, I had we'll just say the last 3 spots, because I think the top 7 are good. If you don't have those top 7, you're I don't know what you're doing. It was just an accident. You can maybe say it's a little weaker, but I think it's still in the top 7 probably. But, if you go to that 7, so then you look at like 8, 9, and 10, Secret Agent, Begonia, Wicked for Good. I think Wicked for Good is out because it didn't make the BAFTA long list. And I said that it had to get 2 of the last 3. It missed SAG. It missed the BAFTA long list. It's probably going to get PGA, but that's not going to be enough, I don't think. I think Ariana Grande is still safe, I think, because there's a lot of support in the Academy for Wicked. It got a lot of long list mentions. I'm assuming it'll translate to at least a few nominations. So I think Ariana might be okay. Cynthia's obviously out, and I don't think the movie's in now. So that's going to come out for me. So what would go in for it? I mean, probably Train Dreams, right? But that's not going to get a BAFTA mention, I wouldn't think. So if Train Dreams is on the PG, let me just put it this way. This is like a real-time update for my power rankings. If Train Dreams gets in at the PGA, which we're going to be looking at in a second, it's in the Best Picture 10. For Wicked. Okay, let's look at film not in the English language. Hopefully it at least gets in here, both of them. I'm talking about Secret Agent and Just an Accident. So here's the 10 for non-English language film. 40 eligible. Let's see. It Was Just an Accident. La Grazia. Left-Handed Girl. I love that one. No Other Choice. Perfect. Nouvelle Vague. Get the fuck out. Okay, sure, whatever. Rental Family. Inspired. Hikari. I like that. Japanese. Yeah, a lot of people kind of forgot that was an international film. Searchlight gave up on that film too early, if you ask me. I think, TIFF, the reception was what it was, and it was I don't think it was negative, it was mixed or average, but that's a good movie, and it's also a Beatty movie, like awards Beatty. So I think they kind of fumbled that, in addition to Ann Lee and some other things, which, by the way, we haven't seen Ann Lee yet. The Secret Agent, beautiful, sentimental value, of course. Surat and The Voice of Henry Rajab, perfect. That is a great lineup of 10. Is there anything missing there? Yeah, because you have the Neon 4 there. Left-Handed Girl, I love. Voice of Henry Rajab could be in the Oscar 5. So that's good. I mean, you're missing The Sound of Falling is not here. Beline, The President's Cake. Those have been getting some mentions. But yeah, I think this is probably the 5 that we're going to see at the Academy Awards are probably going to come from this group, I would think. Probably the 4 Neons and Voice of Henry Rajab or Left-Handed Girl, or maybe 3 Neons in those 2. Yeah, okay. Nothing. I mean, I'm glad it was just an accident and had a showing. Our animated film, don't forget, K-Pop Demon Hunters is not eligible here. So I'm of the mindset that whatever wins at the BAFTA is going to be the only real competition for K-pop at the Oscars. So it's probably going to be Little Amelie or Arco, and whatever wins this, if it's one of those especially, but whatever wins this, that is the only thing that could even challenge K-pop. Because if it's a really inspirational win and movie and the filmmakers are like crying and, it's just an uplifting story like the Alafia story for Flo was, and they have a couple weeks to kind of witness that when voting opens for the Oscars, then that could help, those films. So let's see. Arco, The Bad Guys 2, another Demon Slayer mention. Love that. Elio, okay. Little Amelie, they didn't put the character of Rain. All right. They put that long Demon Slayer title, but not the full Little Amelie title. Weird. Zootopia 2. All right. So, yeah. So how many 6 films are advancing? And why do they only do 10, but you get 6 of these nominated? Where are the other ones? Oh, these are the 6. Okay. So how many get nominated? 5? So only one of these is going to miss? Is that right? Honestly, I don't know. But I think only one of those misses is probably The Bad Guys 2, I would think. Director. All right. So in looking at director, what am I expecting here? I'm expecting to see what international directors may show up on here, if any. This obviously is not translating to the nomination. This is a list of what the nominations are going to come from. Is Mendonça going to be on here? There's been a couple mentions for like Rental Family. So is Hikari going to be on here? They're usually a lot more friendly because they have a lot more international members or non-US members to the international films. So far, it hasn't been an international love fest with the exception of, I guess, Sentimental Value. So Joaquin Trier, is he going to be here because his movie was there? Probably. Lanthimos for Begonia. Remember what I said earlier? That movie is fucking in, guys. I had it in like 3 weeks ago, and I'm not moving it, and you should put it in. I know some people were like, oh, I don't know, it's weird, and I was saying that for a couple months, but after seeing it, but they love it. It's in. Ooh, Die My Love, Lynn Ramsey. Look at the BAFTAs. Look at you guys. That's not going to get nominated. I highly doubt it. I'm just happy because, for some reason, the Academy would fucking piss on a Lynn Ramsey movie if it was on fire. I don't know what they have against her movies. Hamnet, Chloe Zhao, of course. Catherine Bigelow. Dude, I love that movie. I'm into the BAFTAs right now. Maybe I'll move to the UK. Is Luke Herefield watching this? Luke, can I stay with you for a while? I will move there. I feel like they get me a little bit better than our US-based institutions do. But yeah, you know, you guys can hate on House of Dynamite and the ending and all that shit, but Catherine Bigelow directed the shit out of that. Also, Noah Oppenheim's screenplay is one of the best of the year. The editing is flawless. The score is a fucking banger. The sound design, you know, I mean, it's not going to get any of that stuff, but it's among the best in a lot of categories this year. Like I said earlier, I'm glad to see they like Marty Supreme, so Josh Safdie's on the list here. Obviously, PTA for One Battle. Hikari for Rental Family. I called that. Yeah, I mean, it does speak to them a little bit more than obviously anybody else because nobody else has really been shouting. I thought the Globes would go out for Rental Family a little bit too because I thought it needed that international love that it's obviously getting here, but it didn't get from the Globes. Sentimental Value, there you go, Joaquin Trier. So Sentimental Value is obviously the strongest like international player for the BAFTA, I think. Sinners, of course. Oh, the voice of Henry Rajab, Ben Hania, that's good. That is a good nomination. I love that movie. It was in my top 5 movies of the year. And it's my #1 international film of the year, me personally. So that's a great shout. I didn't expect that at all. But we did not see, it was just an accident. Holy shit. I didn't realize that as I was reading the names, right? Am I crazy? Where was it? It was it was a non-English language. Oh my God. I'm going to edit out a lot of that silence, but I'm literally dumbfounded that Panahi is not in here for director, especially with other ones that I love but are weird, like Hikari and Lynn Ramsey. I love those, but not Jafar Panahi, who could do jail time for making the movie. I guess what I said before about him not being able to campaign in the UK really hurt their chances there. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of because he should... even if he's not nominated, he should 1000% be on the long list for that. Holy shit. All right. What else we got? We'll look at the screenplays real quick. What do I have for... So for original screenplay, obviously, I think this is Brian Coogler's at the Oscars. You know, is Panahi going to be on this list? Because I also have him as a player at the Academy Awards for that. You know, you got The Secret Agent could show up, Marty Supreme, maybe Ava Victor, although that's not a BAFTA, you know, style, but maybe. Blue Moon could show out for the BAFTA too. Let's see here. Blue Moon, first one. Bam, there you go. Hey, I just told you guys. A House of Dynamite, Noah Oppenheim. Yes, I love that. I hope that gets nominated. I hope it does, just so I can be the only person smiling through the whole damn thing. I Swear, again, showing up. Is This Thing On as Inspired? That's Bradley Cooper. I love that. It Was Just an Accident. There you go. Bam. Thank you. Please. Yes. At least it got screenplay. I mean, it's a long list. It's not a nomination, but that's a start. Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent. That's also a start for that film. So good that they're showing up here. Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Weapons. Great list there. I don't think anything really missed there, right? I mean, Jay Kelly's dead. We know that. I guess Sorry Baby, but like I said, that's not a BAFTA thing. Adapted screenplay, 28 years later. That's kind of weird. All right, sure. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, for the British tie-in, but I didn't expect to see that. Ballad of Wallace Island is also in pictures, so that makes sense. Begonia, there you go. That one's fucking strong, guys. Frankenstein, Hamnet, Nuremberg is back. Oh my God, I told you. Just fucking hang tight on that. One Battle After Another, Pelion, Train Dreams, Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. So Train Dreams is on the adapted screenplay, but it was not on picture, right? I feel like I would have noticed that. Yeah, it was not in picture. So neither was Wicked for Good. So yeah, I think that Train Dreams and Wicked for Good are still tied. We don't have anything to tell us anything different yet. All right, well, whatever. I think just acting now. Okay, so here we go. All right, so lead actress is a bit up in the air in terms of like the 5th spot maybe at the Oscars. Not really for me so much, but I think a lot of people are battling with what to do there. I think Renate Ronzva's in. I think Chase is in from The Strength of One Battle, and also it's a great performance. Is Amanda Seyfried going to get a mention here? That would be big for her. The movie's been plummeting, like just getting annihilated. Ann Lee, but she could get in. She's wonderful in the film. You know, Cynthia Erivo could show up on the long list here. I don't think she's going to get an Oscar nomination, but she could show up here. Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue has been surging, so she could, you know, her name alone could get her to show up here. You know, so let's see. I think it's going to probably mirror a lot of what we're going to see at the Oscars, though. Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, Rose Byrne, of course, Cynthia Erivo. There you go. Kate Hudson. There you go. Chase Infinity. Thank God. Love it. Jennifer Lawrence, Renate Ronzva, Andrea Riseborough for Dragonfly. What the fuck is that? I've never even heard of that. Okay, I need to look that up, I guess. Added to the old watch list. Emma Stone and Tessa Thompson's Inspired. I love that one too. All right, so no real surprises there. No big misses. Oh, there is a big miss. Amanda Seyfried is gone. She's not in. Yeah, oh boy. Those of you that had Amanda Seyfried at your 5 at the Oscars, spot number 5, you might want to reconsider that. Holy shit, man, she deserved so much better, dude. What in the hell? She was so good in that movie. That's crazy to me. Wow. Lead actor, who the hell is Robert Aramayo? All right, well, for I Swear, I don't know that movie. I'll check that out. Timothy Chalamet, Russell Crowe. You guys better fucking watch out. If the BAFTAs end up nominating Nuremberg for all this shit they're on the list for, fucking buckle up, Buttercup. Leo for One Battle. Joel Edgerton, there you go, for Train Dreams. That's a big one for him. Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon. Yep. MBJ for Sinners. Harry Melling for Pillion. Still haven't seen that. Cillian Murphy for Steve. I really like that movie. That's a good shout out. And Jesse Plemons for Begonia. He's on a bit of a tear right now with the SAG mention and now the BAFTA list. I like that for him. Supporting actress, obviously we need Ariana to be on here if I'm going to be able to legitimately keep her in my 5, which I have her in right now, so I need her to be on here. Let's see, Odessa A. Zion for Marty Supreme. I love that one. Brenda for Dragonfly. That was the Andrea Riseborough movie. I don't know that one. There you go. My queen, Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good. Love it. Inga, Ib's daughter Lilies for Sentimental Value. Yes. Amy Madigan, very, very strong. She shows up here as well. Wunmi Basakyu, nice, for Sinners. I wasn't as worried about that, even though Sinners is not like a British thing. It's obviously doing really well, and she's British. So I was like, at the very least, she's probably going to get in. Maybe even Delroy, too, because of his lineage in Hollywood. But, you know, we saw Michael B. Jordan. Now we see Wunmi. We saw Sinners in Picture. Kugler in Director. So it's strong. Let me say it felt like it could miss, or if it was going to miss, it could miss at the BAFTA. It's not. It's showing up. Carey Mulligan for Ballad of Wallace Island. Gwyneth Paltrow for Marty Supreme. All right. I had her early in the season as a huge possibility, but she just hasn't been showing up anywhere. Odessa's been showing up as of late, but you have both Marty ladies in there. So that's interesting, but not Regina Hall. You do have Tiana Taylor and Emily Watson for Hamnet. So I'm going to be changing my Oscar 5 based on just this screen alone because Elle Fanning's not on there. I had both Sentimental Value ladies in my most recent updates, which has been a while actually. Probably be Wunmi for Sinners. I think Sinners is going to be stronger than Marty Supreme overall. I already told you guys 14 nominations. So that's going to, you know, carry over to a lot of categories if it's going to be doing that. In fact, if I put Wunmi in, it'll break the record. Yeah. I mean, I have it adjusted for other categories that maybe Sinners fell off for me. But if nothing changes and I put Wunmi in for Elle Fanning, it's got 15 nominations from me, predictions-wise. Holy shit, that's a lot. Maybe I do need to rethink that. Oh boy. But my Oscar 5 right now, before seeing PGA or any of that stuff, would be Amy Madigan, Tiana Taylor, Ariana Grande, Inga from Sentimental Value, and probably Wunmi Masakyu. Now, you could put in Wunmi and Odessa Zion for Marty Supreme, but then Ari misses, right? I don't know. I think Ari is going to be the push for Wicked for Good. I need to see that Dragonfly movie. I don't know what the hell that is. All right, so supporting actor is another one that's kind of crazy. So we need Stellan Skarsgård to get in here, which he will because Sentimental Value has been showing up, and I think he's going to win the BAFTA. So it would be devastating if he wasn't on the list. Got him winning the BAFTA, which eventually I think will take him to the Oscar win too. Jacob Elordi is a big one. He'll most likely be here as well. You know, the One Battle boys, both of them probably. Benicio is going to be a favorite. I think Sandler's dead, but he might show up on the list, although Jay Kelly hasn't been mentioned at all today on this BAFTA thing, so maybe not. All right, so Benicio del Toro, One Battle. Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. There you go. Delroy Lindo, Sinners. Bam, fucking finally somebody mentioned Delroy Lindo. Jesus, industry, what have y'all been waiting on? Like, I love the Miles Caton thing, and I love, you know, Wunmi showing up, and obviously Sinners is highly competitive in a number of categories, but where's Delroy been? Thank you, BAFTA. I told you guys I'm moving to the UK. Paul Mescal, Hamnet. There's another I Swear mentioned. Shout out to Cole for that. I didn't even fucking know what that was till 2 days ago. Sean Penn, One Battle. Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly. I just said he wasn't going to show up. Wow. Okay, well. Yeah, I mean, I love Sandler in that movie, but it's not like a blow-me-away performance like Uncut Gems was, for example. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Andrew Scott for Blue Moon. That could be a thing. I like that. Alexander Skarsgård for Pillion, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. There you go. I think that's the winner, so I was like, please be on the goddamn list. All right, so I got him. What else? Nothing major surprise there, really, right? Yeah, I don't think my Oscar 5 would change at all. I've got Elordi in the 5th spot right now, but honestly, he might be stronger. But I think he's definitely in the 5, and Sandler's out now. I said that when we got the SAG nominations the other day. So it's kind of weird to me. I did not expect Sandler to be on this list, honestly. But I mean, I'm glad he is. I don't think he's going to get a nomination. And if he does, it's not going to do anything for him at the Oscars. So I don't think anything changes with my Oscar 5. And I've got Stellan still winning the Oscar if he wins the BAFTA, which is how I think it's going to kind of play out. And then I guess the last one, because I'm not going to go through the text and stuff on this video, I guess the last one I'll look at for the BAFTA long list is casting, which is a new award this year at the Oscars. and kind of curious how it'll turn out because obviously the Academy gave us a long list for that, or short list for that too the other day. So here's what's up for casting: Frankenstein, Hamnet, A House of Dynamite. Oh my God, guys, I love the BAFTA. I love you guys. That movie is so fucking good. Why does everybody but me hate that movie? I love it. It's not supposed to be a happy ending. It's not supposed to tell you how everything is turning out. It's brilliant. The BAFTAs know it. Oh my God, I love it. Yes. There's I Swear Again, Marty Supreme. I'm glad that they like Marty Supreme as much as they did. I was kind of worried about that. One Battle After Another, of course. Pillion, the only one mentioned besides I Swear today and Dragonfly that I haven't seen, so I need to check that out. Sentimental Value, love it. Sinners, love it. And Surratt. Is that the lone Surratt mention, right? Or it was in international, I think. It was a non-English language. Let me double check. I don't remember even saying the word Surratt today on this. It was, yeah. Okay, so it was a non-English language and now in casting. It is a great cast. And it's like, real life rave attendees and stuff. But I didn't, that was like out of nowhere. It was just an accident's not on the casting list, but Surratt is. Very, very interesting as to what the mentality must have been on some of these. Huh. Okay. I would have loved to have seen a weapons mention in casting as well, because I've got that very, very close to being in the 5 at the Oscars, but I don't think I'm going to now. If it had gotten a SAG Ensemble mention or casting mention somewhere else, then maybe. So that might hurt weapons overall when it comes to the best casting, the new Oscar there. But I don't think this is going to do anything for my predictions at the Oscars. I don't have Wicked for Good in yet, so that would have been great for them to get a shout out too, but they didn't for casting. I think Sinners wins this still at the Oscars. Then I've got One Battle, Marty, Sentimental Value, and I think Hamnet. And all of those are on here. Weapons and Wicked for Good were the ones right on the outside for me, and neither one of them are on this. So that would probably even change even. I love the House of Dynamite mentioning, even though a lot of you are probably butthurt by that. So what I had for the 10 to get in PGA today, first of all, before I say this, 8 of these, I think, and I'm talking about what I said too, but also what's on the screen when I show you, 8 of the films that you're going to see in a second are going to be nominated for Best Picture. That's what you have to kind of tell yourself. 2 of the ones that are going to be on there are not going to be. And you have to figure out what's going to be in for it. Since it's an American guild, it could be internationals missing here. So maybe Sentimental Value misses, or I think Sentimental Value is the only international I had getting a mention at the PGA. But anyway, the ones I had in this order of likelihood to win would be One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet, Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, F1, Begonia, Weapons, and Train Dreams. I changed my predictions a couple days ago to put in Train Dreams. Actually, I changed it on January 6th. What's today? So 3 days ago. Because I think Wicked is losing momentum. And as a super fan, it breaks my heart to do that. But I'm trying to predict, not, just have a love fest. Except for Ariana Grande. I still have her in until I do seem insane. If Train Dreams doesn't get in here, then Wicked is probably in. But then I still don't think Wicked gets into the Best Picture 10. But neither does Train Dreams, at least based on the resume, the buildup. You know what I mean? So at that point, I would have no fucking clue what to do. So I hope one of them gets in. But that's what I've got for my 10. Let's look and see what the PGA 10 is, if there's any shockers. All right, so the PGA Motion Pictures nominees. Okay, so Begonia. All right, so 1 for 1. F1, told you. F1 actually should be in your top 12 or 13 now for Best Picture. It really should be. F1's showing a lot of strength lately. Hamnet, yes, I had that. Marty Supreme, yes. One Battle After Another, of course. Sentimental Value got in. That's good. I was wondering the international piece, maybe it didn't get in, but it did. Sentimental Value's in. Sinners, okay. So far we're nailing it. Train Dreams, nailed that. That's in your Best Picture 10 now, okay, or at least it is in mine. For Wicked for Good, which breaks my heart. But the good news is I love Train Dreams. It's a great movie, and it's beautiful. A beautiful film. Maybe the most beautiful film of the year, visually, I mean. And then the last spot is Weapons. Did I go 10 for 10? I think I went 10 for 10, right? Or Frankenstein missed. Oh, no, Frankenstein's in, right? Did I get all of those? I think I got all of those. I expect that to happen. Let's see, right? Did I get all of these? Yeah, I did. I'm looking at it because I'm kind of thinking I didn't, but I did. Okay, so I've got, because I don't put them in alphabetical order, my predictions. So yeah, so I went 10 for 10 on the PGA. Now, what 2 movies are going to miss if you're looking at the screen here? Inherently, I'm going to tell you Weapons and F1 are going to miss. What I'm going to be putting in spot of those, and of course this isn't my final predictions, but right now is The Secret Agent and It Was Just an Accident. Those 2 international movies did not have a good showing today. And I'm talking about The Secret Agent and Just an Accident. Sentimental Value did okay. It was showing up pretty substantially, honestly. It actually had a pretty good showing. But what happened to the other 2, I have no idea. I don't know. Brazil is pushing The Secret Agent, and I'm Still Here didn't show up at the BAFTA either. Obviously, wasn't really a PGA thing. So I just really wanted to see it on the BAFTA list. Wagner Moura, I just realized I got to go back. I don't think Wagner Moura wasn't an actor, was he? I didn't realize. See, I told you guys I wasn't going to realize some stuff in real time. Leading actor for I'm back on the BAFTA list here. I'll show it to you. Moura. No. Harry Melling, Cillian Murphy. No Wagner Moura. I didn't even realize that in real time. Why the fuck isn't he on there? What the fuck is going on over there? Okay, Globe voting is closed. He's going to win the Globe for drama, which is going to take him to the Academy Award. Okay? I mean, Fernanda Torres won that last year and didn't have anything else, and she was number 2 for the Oscar probably, or 3 at worst. So, yeah, I just don't know why they hated The Secret Agent and Just an Accident. That's kind of weird to me. And I know it's subjective or whatever, but just like based on what they do and the type of organization is, that's just weird. Let me go back to the PGA one. So that's basically it for the commentary, for the reactions. Nothing surprising on the PGA 10. I can't believe I got all 10 of them. Honestly, I didn't think I thought maybe Weapons was going to be my miss there. But I felt really good about F1 though. But yeah, I think that's your Oscar 10, but take out F1 and Weapons and put in a couple international films, basically. You know, for me, it's Just an Accident and The Secret Agent. But, you know, both of those took a hit today. But it's also, I mean, No Other Choice barely, I didn't even say No Other Choice today, did I? I don't think it got mentioned for shit that we went over on this video. So that's not going to do anything to overtake those other two. And then Surat has, you know, got a bunch of Oscar shortlist mentions, but that doesn't necessarily transfer to nominations. And even if it did, those other 2 films are also going to get quite a few nominations. So I think Panahi and It Was Just an Accident are safe at the Oscars as I'm sitting here right this second. All right, guys, next week I will be having my updated, it'll be my final round of Oscars power rankings for the major top-of-the-line categories. I'll do screenplay, all 4 acting categories, director and picture, and then the week of the nominations, which is the following week, I will give you a long video with my predictions and rankings for all 24 Oscar categories, unless I decide to leave out the shorts, because I don't know if I'll have a chance to watch them before then. Sorry for no freak-out reactions there. I mean, it was all pretty cool, pretty basic. I mean, I hated the lack of international here and there, which we saw that wave kind of start with the SAGs the other night, or the Actor Awards nominations, which, you know, I don't get it. I mean, it's such a strong year for international cinema. That's just really weird to me, especially like all the climate in our country and stuff. Like, let's lift up these allies in other countries. I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's really kind of sad, honestly. I don't know why some of these films aren't getting more love from various bodies, but whatever. Still a good group overall, just missing the international piece here and there. Basically, that's it. Let me know down below what you thought of all of these precursors: DGA, PGA, BAFTA. You know, we got the winners from the Critics' Choice Awards, the SAG nominations. By the way, don't forget I have specific videos for those on the channel if you want to check those out. My reaction and commentary on those. Did this shake up your predictions in any way? What do you have in the 10th spot for Best Picture? Is it Train Dreams? Is it Wicked for Good? Is it Blue Moon? Maybe. Is it Song Sung Blue, perhaps? Please fucking say it's not that. But let me know if it is down in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you. I need some rest, by the way. I might take a couple days off making content until next week. Sorry. I love you guys. I will see you out here soon, though, in the garage.